What's up, everybody? My name's Isaac, and a little bit of background. I'm a business consultant, an MBA, and I just wanted to start this channel and kind of talk to you guys about what I do. So, I help people build and grow their businesses as well as shift their mindsets, and I help people grow their wealth. So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about how to shift your mindset from a poverty mindset to an abundance mindset. This is a huge challenge for a lot of people, especially as they're starting out as entrepreneurs. If you come from a background where you didn't have as much money, whether it was when you were a kid growing up or as an adult, getting through school and stuff like that. Sometimes you come from a background where you don't have a lot of money or resources, and it can be really difficult to shift that mindset and be able to start building a business. So, first, I want to talk about why that's such a big problem. So, the thing is, when you have a poverty mindset, it's really difficult to find and engage the resources that you need to build your wealth or to build your business. So, just as a little quote, Alan Weiss, who is a PhD who specializes in this, he described the poverty mindset as, quote, one that influences behaviors consistent with beliefs that money shouldn't be spent, opportunities are limited, any risk at all is dangerous, and any success is temporary and non replicable, and generally remaining in the back of the pack is safest. So, this is a huge problem if you want to be an entrepreneur. It's going to be really, really difficult for you to actually build your wealth and build your company because one of the biggest things you have to do right at the beginning is you have to start taking risks. So, for instance, first business that I really took a leap out toward doing it was becoming a franchisee with Dirty Dough, and we are building our cookie store right now. We're negotiating a lease and getting ready to start construction. And if I didn't take risks, I would not have been able to even get into that process at all. So, I mean, one thing is that we were living in Utah. We had to move across the country because we picked a place to do the store that was going to be a lot less competition, a lot better profit margins, things like that because of the market. And so we moved across the country. I had a pretty cushy job as a corporate accountant, and I just totally left that behind to start doing this, to be a franchisee, to start my business consulting, to do all of this stuff. And if I hadn't been willing to take a risk, none of it would be possible at all. So not only did I have to take the risk of just like, is this going to work? Am I going to be able to replace my income? All of that stuff. But then I have to remember that success is not temporary if you know how to attain it. Success comes from formulas that are carefully calculated, and therefore you can replicate them if you know how. So, one of the big things is you have to know how you're going to replicate your success once you get it. Now, one of the big things is when you're growing up poor, like I did, because we didn't have a lot of money growing up. And so I was always afraid, even once I started getting really good jobs and started making lots of money, I was always afraid that, if I got fired or if I lost my job or if I quit or anything like that, I wouldn't be able to get those resources back. I wouldn't have an income anymore. I'd end up homeless, I'd whatever, and I was married, and it was scary to think like I could put my family on the street because, you know, I screw up and I do something dumb. So the thing is, you have to get out of that mindset to be able to take the risks that you need to be able to be successful. Once you're able to get out of that mindset, you're able to realize success comes and goes, but you can always come back to it if you work hard enough and if you have the right plans in place. So let's read a little bit about the abundance mindset. So this is really cool. Author Stephen Covey, he wrote Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. He actually coined the term abundance mindset. It's really cool. I've met his grandson, really good guy. We're good friends, and we talked about his family's books because there are several books in kind of the series that teach a lot of really good lessons if you want to be really effective in pretty much any aspect of your life. And according to Covey, it says to have an abundance mindset is to believe that the world is full of enough resources and time for you to accomplish your goals. So, one thing that people don't think about, if there is a success that you want that you've seen someone else have, that means that that success is possible. So, let's say you have a business that you want to create a business that's already an established industry, like you want to create an HR consulting business, let's say, right? Well, other people are doing HR consulting and they're making money at it. So that means it's possible to do an HR consulting business and make money at it, right? So you already know it's doable. So there have to be like a set of elements, a set of resources that if you put them together in the right formation, they are possible to recreate again. So what you have to believe to have an abundance mindset is to believe that there are enough resources and enough time for you to accomplish it. And so the other way to frame that is, do you have enough years left in your life, and do you have enough resources in the world around you that you can access that you can recreate that success for yourself? And so we'll look at time first. For time, I mean, you have to think, do I have enough years left to do this? Well, assuming you're not already 99, the answer is probably yes. If you're watching these videos, you're probably, under the age of 70. You're probably a younger person who's looking at starting a business and getting into building your wealth, building a business. And even if you're not that young, you're up in the middle age, maybe a little bit older, there's still time to do a lot of things. And so if there's enough time, other people have done it, right? You're not the first person to ever do this in one lifetime. I mean, look at all the other entrepreneurs that have built something that didn't exist in their lifetime. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, whoever it is, Bill Gates, they have taken a business that didn't exist when they were born, and in their lifetime they built it. So that means you likely have enough years of your life that time is not the issue, right? Time isn't the problem. The problem is putting in the amount of effort that needs to be put in and having the right plan. So what you need to do is you need to think, what are the resources that I need to execute this plan? And you want to make sure that your plan is a good one, right? So let's go back to that example, HR consulting business, let's say, right? So you need to think, what customers am I going to target? What am I going to charge so that I'm making money, right? So you need to understand, what are your costs? Are you going to have staff? Are you going to have whatever? I'd recommend no at first, right? You're just starting a business. You don't need to hire a bunch of people. You don't need to get an office space. Everything's done online these days. What you need to do is you need to understand the skills that you need to have. You need to understand, who are you selling to, and what are your expenses, and how much do I need to charge to make sure that I'm making enough money to cover those expenses and make what I need to survive, right? And so that's just a very, very basic outlay. There are lots of other things that you need to know, like, how much do I need to charge to be competitive and things like that. But when you at least understand these basics, you're able to shift that mindset of, okay, I know there's at least enough in the world for me to be able to be successful at something, right? So then you just need the right plan. You need to understand your numbers, and you need to start accessing the resources that you need. So you need to figure out, what resources do I need? Do I need more money to get started? Maybe you can find an investor, you can take out a loan, you can do what you need to do to get it started, as long as you have the right plan. You need to think, do I need more money? Do I need more skills? What skills do I need? If I'm going to be doing it all online, do I know how to market myself online? If not, you need to learn, right? You just need to take some time, put some effort in, and learn the skills. And honestly, by doing that, you can really shift your mindset, because you just need to understand that there is enough for everybody to make what they need, right? The problem with the world isn't that there's not enough resources. I mean, even if you just look at water, there's enough water, right? For everyone in the world to have water, there's enough. But it's distributed in such a way that in some parts of the world there are droughts and no one has enough and it's all dirty and whatever. And then in other parts of the world we have so much we have to get rid of it. In the Midwest where I live right now, it's so humid, we're trying to keep water out of our crops sometimes because it's too much water. And so you just need to think about it. It works the same way with money. There's so much money to go around. People talk about, like, oh, they're hoarding money, whatever. It's not really the issue. The issue is not everybody is using the resources that they need to be able to acquire the wealth that they want to. There's plenty of money to go around if we're able to distribute it correctly, and that's where the issue falls. And I don't want to get political with that, but just to look at it from a business perspective, we just need to know what we need to do to set ourselves up for the future. And so that's where I'm going to end. But feel free to comment with any questions or comments you had about it. I'm always open to discussion, and I'll see you guys soon.